Hi everyone, my name is Christy, and in today's video I am going to be trying out the Give Them Lala Beauty The Baby Palette. So this is my Beauty Boost product that I got for my BoxyCharm box for July 2023. I have that unboxing video up here on my YouTube channel, but clearly I am not used to the new BoxyCharm ipsy subscriptions because I forgot that I get the Boost product and I was very confused about why I got this product. It actually came with a brush set from Eloise, and that's a really pretty brush set, but I have so many brushes in front of me here. That is just 1 out of 5 cups that I have of brushes on my filming desk right in front of me. So I actually put those brushes into my giveaway pile. But so it was a nice combo of this palette and those brushes. And this palette, it's cruelty-free, and it's not exactly my comfort zone of colors, but I'm excited to try it out. I recently tried out the Give Them Lala Beauty Setting Spray, which I thought was incredible. That review video is also up here on my YouTube channel. But let's go ahead and start out with some swatches. So as you can see, there are 9 colors in here. I do like that it has the big mirror. Looks like 5 matte, 4 shimmers, but I just have a lot of red in my skin, a lot of redness in my eyelids to begin with, so I tend to shy away from red shades on my eyes just because I don't want it to look like my eyes are breaking out in a rash or irritated, because that's what can happen naturally to my eyes. But I'm going to try and create a look that, you know, I'm going to like and feel comfortable in, which means I probably won't be using like these two on my eyes today, but maybe as blushes, lip color. It would be cool to find another way to use those shades. But yes, let's go ahead and get into some swatches. I'm going to swatch these ones just for the fun of it to see. Yeah, I mean, very pigmented if I were to use it as a blush. But these shimmers are very pretty. Ooh. They do have a nice velvety feel to them. Ooh, yeah, that's one of the lighter shades and it's still swatched beautifully. Yeah, these swatches are really nice. Very like creamy is kind of how I want to describe the feeling as I'm swatching it across my skin. That's very nice. Oh, and seeing them all together, it's a really pretty cohesive color story. So here are what those swatches look like. But I love when it's a cohesive color story because then you can reach for any color in the palette and it's going to look good together. So whenever I review an eyeshadow palette, I like to test it out with and without an eyeshadow primer. So I have here the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And I'm going to apply this all over one of my eyelids and blend it out, because sometimes this eyeshadow primer can make such a difference in how the eyeshadows look, how vibrant they are, how long they last, or if they crease. I personally need to wear an eyeshadow primer every time I wear eyeshadows. I have a lot of lines in my eyes and eyeshadows tend to wear off or settle into the creases. But in this case, we'll leave this eye completely bare. And so when I do my eyeshadow looks, I like to start from the brow and work my way down. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by this middle shade here. And it's lighter than I was expecting, so I think I could get away with using this as a highlighter. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick some up on my finger, just a little bit, and see how it is as a brow highlight. Maybe a little bit dark and pink for a highlight, but it has a really pretty reflective sheen that it kind of works. It's kind of making that brow bone pop a little bit. Let's see if it's light enough to highlight the inner corner. Ooh, it is. Oh, that is nice. It has this like kind of gold reflective sheen that really does highlight nicely. Ooh, I love that color. I definitely would love to wear this shade on the eyelid as well, but I'm going to try and use as many colors as I can in this look. Next, I'm going to pick up a fluffy brush. Here I have the All Over Shadow brush. Doesn't even say the brand, but I know from the look of it that it's Complex Culture, but they really should put their branding on the brush. But okay, I'm going to try this pink. It's called Give Them Ocean. And I'm going to try using this as my crease transition shade to blend from the crease up to the brow bone, blending over the highlight shade. So then the highlight shade is in that perfect position. That's why I like to do my highlight first rather than last. So then you blend the shadow and just leave the perfect amount of highlight there on the brow. This pink for that crease transition shade is definitely not doing much. It's barely showing up, but it is a light pink shade, and like I said, I already have a lot of pink redness in my eyelid I mean, so it's nice. You can see it a little bit, but really not giving too much. It's not really creating depth or dimension. So why don't I instead try picking up the shade next to it? This is called Cruisin' With My Baby. More of this orangey peach shade. I'm going to go right back in to that crease transition area, blending it up once again towards the brow bone. Ooh, I feel like that created a very beautiful color, mixing these two shades together. It's not really giving, once again, the depth or dimension to the eye that I like to achieve with this transition area, but I'm really liking the color, so I think that's going to be the focus instead. More on color rather than kind of emphasizing eye shape. And, oh wow, it's like I'm following in order on the palette here, but I'm going to move on to the shade next to it, the other matte shade called You Stole My Hartford, and picking up, once again, a little bit more on the brush. And this is more of that darker brown shade, which I am going to focus right into the crease. Yes, and this is creating more of that dimension to help enhance the eye shape. Oh, I really like that. This is mixing really beautifully with the other colors as well. And they all seem to be blending out pretty well. Like this is looking smooth. This one has good pigment. And it's really giving exactly the effect that I like to achieve with the crease shade of deepening the crease, creating that depth and really enhancing the eye shape. You can see the difference that it makes with it versus without it. I definitely am seeing better pigment with the primer though. It's like the colors are just dissolving into my skin without the primer. So it takes a lot more product and time to try and build it up, whereas with the primer, it was much easier. So I've used a lot of matte shades on my eyes so far. Let's go on to a shimmer. I'm going to pick up Party at My Crib, and I'm going to use my finger because this is like a metallic shade, a pretty metallic maroon. And I'm going to apply this into that outer, let's go for like the outer third of the lid. Ooh, this is pretty. And this has great pigment. It's applying very nicely. And yeah, the colors just continue to look so good together. I'm gonna pick up the brush, blend this out. I'll have to clean up that outer corner with a makeup wipe or something probably because it's getting a little bit below, but I actually really like that. I'm definitely impressed by this formula, but also pleasantly surprised by how the color is looking on me. And it might help having all of the other colors to go along with it, creating that cohesive look and making it easier to wear these types of shades. So now I am just picking up a little makeup wipe, gonna clean this area here. Blend out any harsh lines. And then for the rest of the lid, I'm gonna go in with this one called Ocean Eyes. And this is another metallic, so picking it up on my finger and gonna fill in the rest of the lid with this shade. And wow, that looks so good. A perfect shade to pull it all together, but then to also brighten and lighten up the look a little bit. Wow, and this has great pigment, super easy to apply. And then just going back in, blending that together. I am so impressed right now with actually how flattering this color story came together on me, and it's actually much more wearable of a look than I was expecting to achieve using so many of the colors in this palette. And they've all been very easy to work with, easy to apply, looking so nice. And I'm glad that I went with the metallic shades as more of the focus on the lid, because it's not a noticeable difference with and without the primer once I used the metallic shade. But look at this. I'm loving the colors, and it really did enhance my eye shape too. I thought I was going to go more for that colored effect, but it's actually very enhancing with the lifting in the outer corner, the depth from the crease, and then the brightness from the metallic all over the lid. And now my final step to pull it all together, I'm gonna go for a shorter, more dense brush. This one here is the Shayna B Miami Smudge Brush. And I have not used this middle metallic red shade yet called Due Date. Pick up some of that. And I'm going to use this as my eyeliner along the lower lash line. Blending this out. Smoking it down a little bit. Ooh, that definitely gave it a bit more of a glammed up effect. This I feel like is a little bit more, maybe a little bit more daytime, a little bit more wearable, but adding that red on the lower lash line, I feel like made this look much more glam. And it also really helped to enhance the eye. Wow. This look is definitely giving Valentine's Day vibes, which I love Valentine's Day because I love all of the pink and the red and the hearts. So I think that is a vibe to rock anytime, but perfect palette for Valentine's Day. Okay, and here is my finished look. I want to give you a good view of it because I am happy with this. I am impressed with this look, with this palette, with the formulas. It really did not disappoint at all. And especially because I was going into this feeling kind of nervous about how the look was going to turn out on me. And I'm very comfortable in this and very happy with how these colors are actually looking on me. So I'm so glad I got to go out of my comfort zone by getting this palette in BoxyCharm this month. So maybe if you were feeling that same way, I encourage you to play around with this. It's really fun to play with. I definitely want to continue playing around with this some more. If you have any other ideas for looks that I should create with this, or looks that you've tried out that you really enjoy, I would love to hear about that in the comments down below. And then I also just want to say, now that I've had it on my eyes for a little while, checking for any creasing. I do feel like, yeah, it just looks smoother still with the primer versus without it. So the finished look, the colors, the vibrancy of them, not much of a difference without the primer versus with it, but because it looks smoother, I still would say use an eyeshadow primer with this palette. But so thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon in my next video.